Hi everyone, my name is Brooke and I am a practical nursing student at Georgian College. Mental health is the mental and emotional well-being of someone and is experienced differently from person to person. There are several parameters, each person experiencing their own, that will determine a person's ability to participate in everyday life, contribute to society, and be present in their family and their community, while limiting the risk of self-harm. The inability to do the above can indicate a form of a mental health concern, which we will discuss later in the presentation. Additionally, mental health is not only the presence or absence of a person's emotions. It includes the difference in the way we think, how our body functions, and how we cope with various stress factors in our lives. Mental health is sometimes falsely considered to be irrelevant to those not actively experiencing a mental illness. Although mental health is included in the comprehensive wellness of the entire body, including both the spiritual and emotional, social and physical well-being. Preventative care is the easiest place to start. Then when you find yourself feeling unwell, like you're needing some help, people with mental health concerns can be misunderstood to be unstable or a risk to those around them. And while it can be true that some mental health concerns can sometimes feel debilitating to a person experiencing, it does not mean that the person is any less than or another or unfit to hold any leadership roles. Additionally, poor mental health does not always mean depression. There are many avenues of mental health concerns on several different spectrums. Mental health, when your cup is full, contributes positively to your thoughts, emotions, behavior, and daily living. It feels like your body is working together. Mental health, when you are depleted, can negatively affect your thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and daily living, almost feeling like your body is working against you. Mental health is a part of whole body health and is just as much of a health issue as other avenues of healthcare. And I think as aspiring nurses, understanding mental health is beneficial to us. This is because treating our patients back to health involves taking their mental health into consideration. We cannot pour from an empty cup either, so taking care of ourselves is important for our patients and our families too.
Hi everyone, I'm Nikki, a practical nursing student with Georgian College. Today, I will be talking about some common mental health conditions, why awareness matters, and how recognizing the signs can help us support ourselves and others. Mental health conditions are more common than many people realize, and they can affect anyone, regardless of age, background, or even life experience. One of the most common conditions is anxiety. Anxiety goes beyond everyday worry and can involve constant fear, racing thoughts, relentlessness, and physical symptoms like a fast heartbeat or trouble sleeping. Another common condition is depression. Depression isn't just feeling sad for a day or two. It often includes ongoing feelings of sadness, loss of interest in activities, low energy, changes in sleep or appetite, and difficulty concentrating. Stress and burnt out are also very common, especially in busy work, school, and family life. While stress is a normal response to challenges, burnt outs happen when stress becomes constant and overwhelming, leaving someone feeling emotionally drained and exhausted. Post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, can develop after someone experiences or even witnesses a traumatic event. People with PTSD may have flashbacks, nightmares, avoid reminders of the trauma, or feel constantly on edge. There are some key signs that may suggest someone is struggling with their mental health. These can include changes in mood, behavior, or personality, withdrawing from others, feeling hopeless, or having trouble coping with daily tasks. Knowing when someone might need extra support is important. If mental health challenges begin to affect daily life, relationships, school, or work, it may be time to reach out for help. Support can come from family, friends, counselors, or healthcare professionals. By learning more about common mental health conditions, we can reduce stigma, build an understanding, and help create a more supportive and compassionate community for everyone.
Hi everyone, my name is Katie and I'm a practical nursing student at Georgian College, and today I'll be talking about coping strategies and self-care. When we think about mental health, these are often the first tools we turn to. They don't fix everything, but they can make a big difference in how we get through stressful or overwhelming moments. Healthy coping strategies. One of the most important parts of self-care is taking care of our basic needs. Getting enough sleep helps regulate our mood and focus. Eating regularly gives our brain the energy it needs to cope with stress. And even gentle movement like walking, stretching, or dancing in your kitchen can lower anxiety and boost your mood. Other helpful coping tools include mindfulness, like slow breathing or grounding yourself in the present moment. Journaling can help get thoughts out of your head and onto paper, which often makes them feel more manageable. And relaxation, whether that's listening to music, taking a warm shower, or sitting in quiet, gives your mind a chance to reset. Coping isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about finding small things that help you feel even a little better. Stress management and resilience. Managing stress also means learning to recognize your own limits. That might look like setting boundaries, taking breaks before you feel burnt out, and paying attention to the signs your body gives when you're overwhelmed. This is how resilience is built. Resilience doesn't mean never struggling. It means learning how to recover, adapt, and keep going, even when things feel heavy. When self-care isn't enough, it's also really important to remember that sometimes self-care and coping strategies aren't enough on their own. And that does not mean that you've failed. It just means you might need extra support. Reaching out to a friend, a family member, a counselor, or student services can be one of the most powerful steps you can take. Asking for help isn't weakness. It's actually one of the strongest coping skills there is. In closing, everyone deserves support with their mental health, whether it's practicing self-care, using coping tools, or reaching out for help. Every step you take towards caring for yourself truly matters.
Hi, I'm Leticia, practical nurse student at Georgian College, and today I'll be talking about how to find support when struggling with mental health, where to look for help, and why talking about mental health is so important. So, first of all, struggling with mental health can feel overwhelming, and sometimes the hardest part is simply admitting that you need help. Once you recognize that, it helps you to think about who or what can support you, your team. That support can look a little bit different from everyone. For some people, it might start with friends and family members you trust. Talking to someone you feel comfortable with can help you feel less alone and remind you that you don't have to go through tough times by yourself. Another important person is your family doctor. They can listen to your concerns and help assess what you're going through and connect you with other professionals or resources if needed. There's also a crisis support available when things feel a little bit overwhelming. In Simcoe County, a crisis phone line is a 24-hour service with trained professionals who can help you with mental health crisis, addiction issues, or thoughts of suicide. It's often the first point of support in your health system, and you can reach them by phone. For students at Georgian College, counseling services are also available to help students with school stress, personal challenges, and mental health concerns. Another thing is a service called Good to Talk, which is a free confidential support service, especially for post-secondary students in Ontario. You can call them and also text them. Reaching out these resources can be life-changing step for someone who's struggling. Talking about mental health save lives. When people feel like sharing that they're going through, they're more likely to get help they need and they're less likely to suffer in silence. Supporting one another and using available resources, and also speaking openly about mental health, we can help create a more compassionate, understanding, and healthier community for everyone.